Hello to all students. I am Professor Masood Fuzail. Today we are going to discuss structure of a bacterium. As you know that bacterium are prokaryotes, and as you know that prokaryotes are those organisms which do not have definite nucleus in their cells. They are relatively simple cells as compared to eukaryotic cell. So let's discover their structure. I have made a diagram for you. This is a structure of a bacterium, which is a prokaryotic cell. First of all, we will start from outermost boundary. As you can see in the black color, this is the outermost covering of a bacterium, which is known as capsule. Inside the capsule there is a blue layer of the cell. This is a cell wall of bacterium. Only mycoplasmas is a type of bacterium which do not contain cell wall. All types of bacteria, they contain cell wall. Cell wall is of two types, gram positive and gram negative, and we will discuss types of cell wall and structure of cell wall in upcoming lectures. Inside the cell wall, if you look at in the diagram, the red color portion is known as plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is the thin layer of the cell which protects the inner compartment of the cells. Inside the plasma membrane there is a fluid which is known as cytoplasm, which contain fluid in which small non-membranous organelles are present. As you know that prokaryotic cells, they do not contain membrane bound organelles. These organelles contain inclusions, ribosomes, plasmid, nucleoid and DNA, and sometimes mesosomes. So now let's discuss these parts of the cell one by one in detail. So first of all, I am going to discuss cytoplasm. Cyto means cell, plas means fluid. It is a part of fluid which is present inside the cell, as you can see in the blue area. This is a cytoplasm. This cytoplasm consists of cytosol, which is mostly water, which includes organic and inorganic substances dissolved in it. If we remove the complete cell wall of a bacterium, the remaining portion will be known as protoplast. This cytoplasm is also known as cytoplasmic matrix, which contain all the organelles and components of the cell. The second component of the bacterial cell is cell membrane. Cell membrane is the outer to the cytoplasm. As you can see in the diagram in the red shade, this is cell membrane, which is also known as plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is composed of phospholipids and some molecules of proteins. But as compared to eukaryotic cell, prokaryotic cell membrane do not contain sterols such as cholesterol, which maintain the stability of the cell membrane. If we look at the function of cell membrane, any harm which takes place to the cell membrane which can kill the bacterium. If we look at the function of cell membrane function as a transport. It helps to move the material inside and out of the cell. So it's regulate transport of material inside and out of the cell. At the same time, plasma membrane also contains certain enzymes which are also used in respiration process. But at some points of the cell membrane, there are some invaginations. As you can see here, this plasma membrane has invaginated into the cytoplasm. These invaginations are in the form of vesicles, lamellae or filaments. These invaginations are known as mesosomes. Mesosomes contain certain exocellular enzymes and also contain some enzyme for respiration. The next component of the bacterial cell is nucleoid. If we look at the diagram, the central part, which is not blue in color and it has clear transparent appearance, this area is called nucleoid. This also is known as chromatin body or nuclear body. It represents the site of nucleus as you know that bacteria do not contain nuclear membrane, so that is why this area is represents a nucleus. This area contain chromosome of bacterium. There is a single chromosome present in bacteria which is made up of DNA. As there is a single chromosome present in bacteria, so the bacteria are haploid. They usually have one set of chromosome, that is why they are haploid. So this area contain chromosome is known as nucleoid. Bacteria also have another extra chromosome which is known as plasmid. Plasmid is a circular double-stranded DNA molecule which bacteria contain for their own protection against viruses, antibiotics and some other chemicals like heavy metals and some antibiotics. These plasmids are very important for the survival of bacterium, but they do not take part in the growth and metabolism of bacteria. They only protects the bacteria from harms of the environment. They are drug resistance and like antibiotics, and they also helps to protect the bacteria from other enemies like viruses. And the human has taken out and understood the sequence of the plasmid, and human use these plasmid in genetic engineering for the formation of insulin, growth hormones and some other chemicals with the help of a biotechnology biotechnology, with the help of genetic engineering, we use plasmid as a vector to introduce a DNA into the bacterium, and then bacteria are used to synthesize products for welfare of human beings. If we look at the center of the cell, there are certain inclusions which contain storage bodies, as you can see here and here. These storage body includes some foods, as bacteria live in a competitive environment where there is very shortage of food supply. So bacteria tends to store some food inside the cells in the form of inclusions, so that in the deficiency of food or in the absence of food they can survive in the environment. They also can store some waste materials like lactic acid inside their body, which subsequently excreted from the cells later on. Bacteria also contain ribosome. As you know that ribosomes are particles, non-membranous organelles which are made up of protein, nucleic acid, ribonucleic acid and protein, which are important for production of protein synthesis. As proteins are synthesized in ribosomes, so ribosomes are very important organelles, but the bacterial ribosomes are little bit smaller than eukaryotic ribosome. Eukaryotic ribosome has the size of 80S, while ribosomes of bacteria contain 70S because they have 70S Swedberg unit. If we look at some other appendages of the bacterium, bacteria contain some appendages on the outer surface of the body. These appendages are flagella and pili. If we look at the pili are non-helical, hollow and filamentous appendages which appear on the surface of the body. As you can see, short filaments on the body of the bacterium. These appendages are made up of pilin protein. These are not involved in motility, and pili are used for conjugation process, which we will discuss in later on coming lecture. And the other appendages which you can see in this bacterial surface, they are flagella. Some bacteria contain single flagellum, while other bacteria contain many flagella. Flagella arise from basal bodies, which is a structure just beneath the cytoplasm, plasma membrane. Flagella helps bacteria to locomote in a process known as chemotaxis, which we will discuss later on in the upcoming lecture. If we look at the envelope or outer surfaces of the bacteria contain cell wall. Cell wall, as you can see in the blue color. Bacterial cell wall is of two types, gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. We have classified the bacteria on the type of cell wall, and it is also a very long topic, and which we will discuss in the upcoming lecture. If we look at the Outer to the cell wall there is a structure which is known as capsule. Capsule is made up of polysaccharides and proteins, and sometimes polysaccharides and proteins are also present together in the capsule. Capsule is, as you can see in this diagram, is in black color. Any bacteria which has a capsule, they have ability to join with each other and form colonies. So in this way capsule helps bacteria to attach with each other and form a colony. It also protects the bacteria from phagocytosis from white blood cells, and also protects the bacteria from osmotic lysis, from soaps and some other chemicals which we use for the destruction of bacteria. But some bacteria also contain another protective layer which is known as slime. I have not made on the whole body, but I have shown just over here in the form of dots. This is a layer of slime. Slime is outermost envelope or covering of the bacteria. Slime is a loose soluble shield present on the outer surface of the bacteria. This is made up of glycoproteins and glycolipids. It increases the pathogenicity. As you know that bacteria are pathogen which cause different type of diseases. Some bacteria which produce slime on their surface of the body, they are more pathogenic bacteria because they are difficult to treat with the help of antibiotics. So any bacteria which like tuberculosis bacteria or typhoid bacteria, they are very powerful and they are very hard to kill with the help of antibiotics because they have produced resistance with the help of capsule slime on their surface of the body. Slime also protects the our bacteria from antibiotics, some other chemicals, desiccations like iodine, pyodine, chlorine, and some other chemicals which we use to kill the bacteria. So in this way, today we have briefly described the structure of bacteria, and in the upcoming lectures we will discuss in detail all the components of bacteria separately. Hopefully see you in the next lecture. Bye.